What's Papino? Zeke Black is in the building. Zeke Black is in the building. Um, I did a live yesterday. It was a little emotional live. Gave you a piece of my past. I'm growing up with a single parent mother, weak stepfathers, but that's another story. I seen last night. I was at work though, but I was checking out Clubhouse and I seen that Hassan Campbell pulled up to with Wack. Shout out to Bullis God. Shout out to Bullis God to put it together. It was, and they had a conversation between Mama Duck, Hassan Campbell. I got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? That's their situation. This is my outtake on how I look at things. Shout out to Bullis Gotti, man. First and foremost, shout out to Gotti, man. Gotti, Gotti gets a lot of slack. There's a lot of people that come to Bullis Gotti with information. And I see that he was going at it with Black Rob's cousin, Unruly. Her name was Unruly. And there was a lot of information that was given to Gotti from people that he seen as reliable sources, people that he respect, people that was in the industry that's probably sending him receipts and everything. I'm just here to touch on that part, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Bullis Gotti was getting shots that that really his hand didn't call for yesterday. Because like I told you, the information that he was given from guys that was in the industry that was real close to Rest in Peace Black Rob. You know what I'm saying? So the people that was really close to Black, you know what I'm saying, to Rob, they sent him information. I did not put this out here, You know what I'm saying? He just, he's just doing his journalism. And this is what he's just doing his journalism. Now, things that I know about the situation. I knew that Black Rob's last tour, Bad Boy Reunion, my cousin, and y'all can send this to Unruly if you like to. My cousin Passion, Jeffrey Hart, and a good friend of mine called Derek Eady. They was co-managing Black Rob for the Bad Boy Reunion tour. Plus, they would book Black Rob for certain events. I don't know before Black Rob passed away how their business was, but I just know that if that's the cousin that I remember, she's lived around Lincoln Projects. I remember I was with my cousin one time, and we dropped him off. We dropped Black Rob. That was with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I know that my cousin was involved with the funeral of Black Rob. I remember that. I don't know what portion of it he played, but my cousin helped out in the funeral, Jeffrey Hart. The other people that she was mentioning, from my understanding, he wasn't involved. Like the old manager and everybody else that was claiming that he was involved with the whole situation. And that's not Bullis Gotti's fault. These people give this information. He doesn't know your side of the story. He's just going by what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? But my cousin Passion Hart, you know what I'm saying? She's watching this. She knows, she like, okay, you know what I'm saying? She knows the name. Because my cousin was involved. Peter Wayne, Harlem guy, he sang at the funeral, Revolt and all that, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, I just have to give you that, man. So definitely shout out to Bullis Gotti, man. You know, like I said, we as journalists, we get stories. So when we get these stories, we put it out there. Sometimes you want us to dig deep into the crevices to get to the get down, but it's just, okay, this is the story I can report on. So a lot of times, y'all can't take shots and take bullets and start losing your mind. Now, that's just that. So definitely shout out to Bullis Gotti. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got to give Bullis Gotti his credit. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being a journalist because it's not always about being right. We just put the story out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And I guess it's hard for you to believe that we're journalists because we're from the hood and we don't got a certificate. But we're just trying to find a way in. Now, sometimes, you know, I got nothing to do with nothing else. Let me shout out to Roski. Shout out to all those that's attempting to find a new trade. Now, back to the story. Chicago. I see something on the news where they said Chicago, a lot of neighborhoods in Chicago are turning gang related. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I see on the news today. I just seen something like that. And I guess what they're saying is, allegedly they're saying that Chicago, a lot of their neighborhoods has more gang activity. Chirac, as y'all want to call it, Chirac or Chi-Town, is gang related heavy. You know what I'm saying? Years of, like I told you, generational gang. Generational gang. This is what Chirac has turned into. You know, just like LA and probably other cities like Albuquerque, New Mexico, you know what I'm saying? There's certain zip codes, every zip code is different. St. Louis got their own shit going on the north side, the west side, the county. It's just where you at. You know what I mean? Now, the politics of New York and the politics of Chicago are two different things. It's two different stories. You know what I'm saying? It's two different things. Because for some weird reason, we make it look like the OGs in New York are dudes that's in the penitentiary or dudes who've come out of the penitentiary. So that's how it just seems. It seems like there's no other reliable sources, there's no other influences. It's either somebody who's doing life in jail or a person who just finished doing 20. So this is how on the outside world New York looks. Well, Chicago's a little more different. We're not gonna catch the OGs online. We're not gonna catch. You don't know who's really pulling the strings. We just know we see these young rap cats running around with BD, GDs, and we're assuming that these guys, you know what I'm saying, are in high positions of these gangs. We don't know what these guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's a different type of life. Like you're not gonna catch a triple OG unless he's completely retired, like Big U and Wack, from that culture that's gonna be running around online talking about how much work they put in. You know what I'm saying? Or what they get in touch, or how real they are, because they're not doing that. Because there's something called the FEDS. There's something called the DEA. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody told me something that was deep yesterday at work. So salute. Somebody gave me a conversation that was deep at work yesterday. Somebody goes, you know, it seems to be online like in New York, y'all getting a little goofy. And I said, what you mean by that? I mean, I'm watching the OGs and I'm seeing them spit, but you know where I come from, the young G's, we don't disrespect our OGs that's in the street. There's a line of respect that we're all on some type of time. You know what I'm saying? And what I see online be amazing when I see the young G's coming at the OGs and nothing's physically happening. I'm not saying that it's going to be black on black crime. So that's not really what you call a gang or family or organization. You're just a made up group like Backstreet Boys and New Edition. And I said, what you mean by that? He goes, because there's no way that a person is going to speak out of line and nobody checks him. He doesn't get checked. Like I couldn't go live on YouTube or IG and disrespect certain names in my hood and not think nothing's gonna happen to me or my loved ones. He goes, that's why it looks so goofy for us. See, gotta understand it becomes goofy. Like me, I walk my grandmother to the store. I might have to go gripped up, but I take Granny to the store. You know what I'm saying? If my mom's with Uncle Fuck, he nigga said, I'm gonna fuck how much crack my mother smoked. If she wanna go to Walmart, I'm taking her shopping. The Walmart. It's a different thing. I respect my moms no matter what she's done. That's my mom's. It seems to be like, all I see is that a movement where y'all come at the females? And I looked and I was like, oh shit, the young G, he younger than me. Like, nigga, I love my mother. I wish a nigga would slap my mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how much crap my mother smoked. And when he said that, that touched me. Because I'm like, damn, son, that's real. He goes, I don't give a fuck. I love my aunts. Yo, I don't give a fuck where my mother want to go shopping now. I'm taking her. Whatever she did in her lifetime, that's what she's doing. But that's my mom's. And I believe that in certain zip codes, we've come to this thing where, are we blaming the females for mass incarceration? Are we blaming the females because we wasn't home? Like, do I blame my baby mother because my daughter's going to college and I went to jail? Am I blaming my sisters for, yo, we made a choice, kept hustling and not keeping our household strong? Yeah, drugs did destroy our household. Yes, we know systematic racism destroyed our households. We understand that. We know certain jobs we couldn't get. But what happens? Please, somebody please tell me, enlighten me, what happened, party people? What happens? When does it become cool where it looks like we're blaming the sisters for the failures of us, the black man? Okay, we're young. We're 14, I'm 17, you 17, we have a baby. Right? You got a job at McDonald's, I'm selling nickels and dimes on the corner. I'm not the best hustler in the world. I'm making twos and fews, I'm buying garments. You live with mommy, I live with my moms. No real responsibility there. The biggest responsibility that we have is the baby. You still want to club and thug, I still want to gang bang and get high. So what happens here? What happens? If you never grew up in a structured situation, you're not gonna know what structure is. So if you never been around nothing that's structure, but nothing but that's chaos, you're gonna believe that chaos is the way to move, the way to you know what I'm saying? So what happens now? Daddy goes to jail for a body. He 19. Either the female, if you're not in her head to be a winning queen, she's gonna result and go back into the things that she know, the streets, and play with the next player. Are we having these real conversations with our wifeys? Are we? Are we really appreciating our queens? Me and wifey went to a baseball game a couple of weeks ago. This is new. They had a contest with husbands talking about what's your wife's favorite pet peeve or some shit that she don't like. I was up there with 3 white men, Caucasians. Every white man that stood there said, I was married for 40 years. I've been married for 20 years. I've been married for 15 years. Structured households. Yo, I'm about to retire. Yo, boom. I'm hearing a conversation like, yeah, I've been married for 40 years. We got a house over here. We doing this, we doing that. And I'm just taking this in. I'm like, yeah, me and wife, we about to get married. I said, oh, so y'all about to get married. Structured households. Structured households is how they're going to win. I don't give a fuck what color, what flavor. That's what's going to win. Just nowadays, females got more independence, so they're allowed to work. They're allowed to do the things that they like to do. And you got some females that find other ways to get money. So I can't get mad at you if you found the way over the years how to survive. Because when a man leaves the household, a female has to find a way to survive if she doesn't have a mindset to do it. The mindset, where's the mindset at? It's easy for me to call our sisters slurs and you baby and yo. You know what I'm saying? And this and the third. See, this show isn't about, I like what you just said, Osbar, but this show isn't about Hassan Campbell. It's about the topic. Because sometimes the topic, you learn something in every argument. A man know when he's wrong. I don't have to make a 30-minute show pointing out what he said wrong. There's no education in that. That's the thing about it. There's no education in that. The education in the story is it's not about it's about what's with our black queens. That's the thing. These are the stories. This is when dudes get the complexes. They get mad. No, they don't want to believe the truth. This is when y'all get mad. This is when the complex come out. Oh, no, because I said fuck my mother 2 days ago. There can't be complexes in this. Let me tell you something, man. In my world, in my generation, we don't co-sign stupidity. Right? His name, his name is in my title. And I'm gonna respond to this because it was a conversation that they had on Clubhouse. And it's a conversation that many people seen yesterday. So that's why the name is in the title. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the name is in the title. Because that's a conversation that people can go back to, because this videos is all on YouTube, and they can go back into these conversations. But I want to ask you a question, Mr. Austin Barker. I'm not going to talk about Hassan Campbell. Do you have mommy issues, brother? Are you having mommy issues? Is it a tough topic for you to go, yo, salute to our queens? Do you have mommy issues, brother? Is it more of a, like I said, are we too hard on our females? Are we keeping it too real with our queens? Think about the female, right? She fucked with a nigga for 20 years. In the penitentiary. Going to see him on visits. Everything. Supposed to be the man of the house. He come home 20 years later to he got a big homie. See, I like that. You know what I'm saying? See, this is what I like. This is what I like. So then this is what happens. That's what happens. See, what happens is, y'all see what the storyline is. Now you just want to talk. You're having a conversation. So now you can go inbox Hassan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're gonna have this conversation. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. And that's how you fix those problems, man. We're not here. This show is based on, do we respect our... You want to talk about a nigga. What's wrong with us, man? Am I wrong? I'm talking about let's respect the queens. What's wrong with the queens? And he want to talk about a nigga. We doing way too much of that. We're looking for too many co-signs from other men. How many of us said, yo, well, why don't you ask my wife about me? Niggas like, yo, why don't you ask this nigga about me? Why don't you ask this dude about me? Why don't you ask son about me? Let me go ask my queen. She deal with me on a daily basis. She know if I'm real or fake. She around me 24 hours a day. Our thinking capacity is crazy. Now, somebody said something deep that I seen yesterday. And somebody said New York politics is different from Chicago politics. It definitely is. Two different worlds. There's two different worlds in the Midwest. Like I told you, these dudes, as much... I worked on the north side. I worked on the north side. St. Louis, north side. Right? Across the street, it was Grand and Castle. Across the street was a Family Dollar. This guy smacked this lady, bum, that worked in the dollar store, slapped her, clap. Her boyfriend, I don't know what drug she was on, but she was arguing with the guy that worked there, he slapped her. Came back and smoked some boots. Smoked her boots. Smoked his boots because he slapped her. I used to work in that store, that Dollar General. Mad dudes come through with their moms gripped up, their grandmother. And that's the store she want to come to get her kid. Gangsters, dudes that feel like they're in op territory, because that's where their moms want to go. Or some dudes said, man, I'm not letting niggas violate my mom. She want to go shopping, I'm taking my mom shopping. This is what I'm seeing in the Midwest. I'm like, oh shit, that's what I said, wait, I know there's something with this. Why? They said, nah, son, you're going to be disrespecting these dudes' moms. These niggas that come gripped up. Let's take their moms to the corner store. Their grandmothers, their good aunts. Well, gripped up. I said, like, nah, so they take my mom shopping. They can't violate my moms. Because they know out here, you know, dudes be robbing dudes be doing type of, no, fuck you. One dude was beeping one day, like, yo, son, relax. My mom's in here. Remember saying, watch your mouth. My grandmother's in here, watch your mouth. And that's the type of time dudes is on, because it's more family orientated. Sometimes you don't grow up around family orientation because of drugs. The drugs fucked that up. The drugs fucked it up for everybody else. But people didn't lose a sense of structure and family. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a strong topic. Are we losing a grip on our queens? We looking for cosigns from other niggas. right? Other individuals. What makes me real is another man seeing them real compared to this me feeling the way I want to feel, right? Now remember, right? Me and wife had this conversation. Because me and wife, we build and destroy. She's a strong black woman. She's a queen. Father, you got the queen, 32 years. Those is queens. They deal with us on our ups and downs. We go through our depressed shit. They go through it. Those are our queens. I don't care what we all got some dirty baggage, some fucked up shit in our life. See, we can sit here online and talk about how much we got. Oh, this happened to me, that happened to me. Think about a female. You think a lot of females don't admit that because what led them astray was being molested, being mentally abused, physically abused, dirty homes, house-to-house homelessness, something that affected them. Because females are a little bit more emotional than guys. Definitely more emotional than guys. So now we're expecting the females to come across as kings now. Now we want our queens to become kings. We're expecting them to hold the hood down. So now our hoods is fucked up because we're saying, well, the queens fell single mothers. So where the fuck was dad at? If you wasn't in the excuse is jail, right? So where was daddy at? Was daddy in jail or nah, he was just out here having a bunch of kids, doing what the fuck he was doing. So how the fuck we blaming our queens then? If you couldn't take 20 minutes out for your own son. How you in the club chilling with a bandana on and you think that shit is sexy when your son coming with a flag on? Now your dad was popping. Yo, what hood you are? I'm GKB, son. Yeah, my son, he the big hat. How does that shit sound? You know what I mean? Think about how that shit sound. Think about how that shit sound. You can't stop a young boy, a king. We keep calling ourselves, listen, we asked the nigga, yo, what's up, king? Nigga said the other day, me and wife was going back and forth. Cause wifey, she be shooting sharpshooters. She be hitting me with sharpshooters. Bang, 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 bang. I'm like, that Midwest shit, listen, you got me fucked up. Wifey shot the Southern Belle, but she said some shit that was real. She said, you can't call yourself the big homie if you can't stop the violence on your own block. You don't gotta be gang-related to stop the violence. There's people in my hood that got influence that never saw the drug of their life that niggas just respect because they was gangsters laying it down in their time. So I don't want to hear that big homie shit if 30 niggas died on that corner. You just another nigga taking up space. I said, oh shit. She go, that's what I mean about goofiness. That's the goofy shit I'm talking about. You can't even stop the violence in your 2-block radius. Fuck the zip code. She goes, you can't compare New York to Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit. How can you compare it? There's over 1,000 dead homies some fucking where. You got niggas that's in the penitentiary for the rest of their fucking life over banging, over a 5 and a 6-point star. You don't think that's depressing? But we want the queens to be strong. Dude, we want our queens to raise a king. Because we're putting in man's work. We're doing what a man's supposed to do. We're going to put in man's work. Well, please tell me where this shit is going to begin to make sense. You got some niggas that won't work because they got child support. You know what I'm saying? They refuse to get a job. Fuck that. I'll never work a day in my life again. Fuck that bitch. I'll never. So okay, you want to pay child support? We get it. But you still find time for your fucking kids. As a man. So what you do? You go to your son for Dr. Phil? Oh, my mother was a piece of shit. Because of her, this is like this. You go into a child for one-on-one Dr. Phil lessons. So now your child believes the queen is the weakest piece on the chess table now. But she's the one making sure you got basic life skills. Basic life skills. Dad's just worried about what nigga she fucking. He a corny nigga. Your mom's is corny. She a snake. She da. All everything you can say about somebody. But Dad, you don't come get me, Dad. When I asked mom for $20 to go to the movies, and she said no. When I called you, the phone said, this phone number has been disconnected. And then when I did see you, and I said, yo, Dad, what's up? Your story was, I'm not giving you no money because your mom's get me for child support. I can't work because your mom's for child support. So then the child begins to hate the moms. So the child excuses is, I did this because my mom's and my mother is my mother's fault. It's all her fault. What happened to the king? What happened to the king? I want to tell you a true story. Because fuck the facts, the first one to say it. True story. We deal with reality, right? Somebody said some shit to me the other day, had me like, young boys on my job to make me laugh. Young boy said the other day about old block on my job. This is the old block. She goes, yo, listen, Z, think about this, man. Them niggas had mad bodies, my nigga. Like, jail was in their way. Brother, you know what, Mike? That's an excuse. There's something called the New York court system. My man Nelly Blood taught me that. His baby mother was difficult. He took her ass to family court. She kept playing. He got custody of his kids. You go to court and you can't, unless you gonna run to the moon, you will go to court. She missed those court dates, but niggas really don't want to be in their kids' life. So that's the excuse. Oh, my baby mom's a snake. She's corny. Family court. Family court solves all that shit. Family court. Simply go to family court. I want custody of my child. Mother on drugs. She bugging. She don't go to court. Custody of the kids. You can call the police and go get your kids. Oh, but I forgot. We're doing the no snitching campaign. We're keeping it real. No snitching. For me to do that, I'll be a rat. You niggas is twisted, man. You niggas is full of bum-ass excuses. Bum-ass excuses. There's no difficult baby mother. There's none at all. You got something that's real crazy. This is something called family court. Niggas don't have time for family court though, but they got time to tell their kids, it's your mother's fault why I want to come around. It's your fault, nigga. It's your fault. You don't want to be involved in your kid's life, so then all of a sudden when he gets gunned down in the street, you blame the mother. It's your fault. You had the niggas around him. My man Nelly showed me that. Nelly was in Albany, New York. He went and got custody of his 2 kids. 2, a boy and a girl, custody. Took her to family court, boom, boom, boom. And she wasn't really a bad mother. She just lived in fucked up conditions because she was in Brownsville. He went and got custody of his 2 kids. And that nigga was working in the kitchen in the hospital. He didn't have a big job. He had just came home from up north. He just touched down. Boom, yo, I get my kids out of Brooklyn. He kept saying, I gotta get my kids out of Brooklyn. They're gonna die in Brooklyn. Shout out to, y'all know the George family. For those that's in Brownsville, y'all know the George's family. My man went and got his kids. Went to family court. She ain't go. One day she ain't go. Boom. They granted him custody. He went and got it. His daughter's a teacher right now in Florida. Saved her fucking life. He said, my kids is not going to die in Brownsville, Brooklyn. That's what the dad do that cares. That's what the dad do that cares. The court's job is to find a way to be free. If you want to see your child, they're going to say you're going to get some type of visitation. If you really want to fight to see your kids, you're going to get visitation, fly, Mike. There's none of this. So you're basically saying, because my baby mother's difficult, not saying, I'm going to leave my son to the big homies. I'm going to leave him to the sharks out there. We can't do that, bro. We as kings, that's kings. Okay, you're saying I can't, okay, you're doing well enough where he doesn't need to live with me. But I want legal visitation rights. And if females don't respect that, this is how you get custody. This is how kings This is how kings play across the table. This is what every other race do. You know what I'm saying? But I guess a lot of times we don't see that. Yo, I watch, you know what I'm saying? I watch anything that one has structure. Even though I don't know what the fuck went on when I was in these apartments, I seen structure. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the trap house no more. We have to be responsible. See, because we can't, because we're leaving our kids to the big homies. Once you leave your kid to the big homies, what's the win? If we keep leaving our kids to people that praise the penitentiary, that praise accolades out of jail, they're training the right one. Let's have real conversations with our queens, right? We ain't got a felony, right, baby? Why don't you become a fucking nurse? Yo, you ain't got a felony, right? Why don't you go get your GED? These are the things that's keeping us stuck. Like I said, the conversation is what we need to have this conversation. Are we too hard on our queens? Because I see a lot of the conscious community, they take shots at our queens. The single mother and blah, blah, blah. What the fuck do you mean a single mother? Mass incarceration, drug addiction, fatherless child. What win do you expect to come out of this? Babies having babies. That's the generation I grew up in. Babies was having babies. 14, 15 having babies. I got great grandmothers that's my age and I'm 48. Because they had this when they was young and it just trickled down effect. So now what are we doing? Are we gonna look at you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna look at what we think we can't do? Or are we gonna do what we need to do? Mama Duck, she's in the title. Mama Duck reminds me of my mother. My mother was Mama Duck. My mother was in the club. My mother had a lot of shit going on. She was molested as a child. She had abuse with her first baby father, very abusive. He used to fuck her up on demand. He threw my brother, my oldest brother, against the wall. He's brain damaged. She had to get the fuck away from this nigga because every time he sniffed a little bit of coke or drink a little bit too much of vodka, he decided he wanted to be hands-on. She got away from him. Young child. She was like 17 years old, my oldest brother. To my second brother, his father was y'all probably know the Jackson family out of, I think Steve, that shit on Willis Avenue, by Willis Ave. But my brother had cancer. He was born with Hodgkin's disease. So as a mother that just left one abusive relationship, started sniffing coke. She started playing with my brother was sick. She couldn't deal with that shit. So what happened? She resulted in that. That's when sniffing coke was a party thing. Sniffing coke was like pop and eat. That's when sniffing coke was like popping ecstasy. She's partying. Her son is sick. He walked brother walking around, nosebleeds, all type of shit. My brother was an experiment because he had cancer as a child. And it was just around that time in the 70s, probably in the 60s too, they was experimenting on kids that had this disease. And they told my mother, you want your son to live. This happened at Mount Sinai Hospital, right there, 97th Street. This is Madison Avenue. They experimented on my brother, kept him alive for 22 years. He had no spleen though. He had weak white cells. He had and basically when he passed away from conditions like COVID, germs. He couldn't be around germs. Everything had to be clean around him because he'll get sick and his immune system would break down. So my mom had to deal with that shit. That's that alone. Just wake up every morning not knowing your baby is gonna die. So of course, she had to take her mind someplace else. There was no strong man. Who my stepfather, fucking Ali. Ali meant well, but Ali, once he lost his housing job, he became a little dope fiend. Started slipping that shit and started putting hands on my mom. You hear me? The next nigga, bum ass useless. He was a dope fiend nigga, manipulator. He wanted me to select the best. Black Muslim nigga. His dope habits straying from Atlanta, Georgia to New York. You know what I'm saying? Her choice of men wasn't good no more. Because she was broken down because her baby. The party. And I still never shunned my mother for nothing she's done. Never did that. Never sat around and said, fuck. You know how many times I had to walk? I remember, I didn't know about all that hard drug shit. So one thing I knew as a kid was when I was walk my mom's home and she be mad sauce, I just thought she was drunk. I didn't know about all the extra added to the, I started paying attention. Like, wait a minute, this is crazy. I come out to school, my house is a fucking club. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? They brought Studio 54 to the crib. This is real. My dad wasn't around, not shooting at him. He was in Queens. He was riding the bus. Ding, 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 ding. MTA. He was married. I ain't got time for the craziness. I don't got time for this. So you left Mama Love, your son, your only child, in the hood. I had to figure this shit out. Free cheese, welfare. My mom didn't have a job. She was stuck. She was stuck in her depression. Am I mad at her? Was I ever mad? Not at all. Never mad at her, man. Because I began to realize her pain. Because every time my mother got drunk, when she was high, she would speak about shit that happened to her, her mother, grandfather. She, you know what I'm saying? This mad shit. And it was crushing her. Her baby was going to die. My brother, like, I know he's going to die. I can't take this shit. At some point, the responsibility of a man came in. My man James Black, shout out to J Black 131, my man Money One. One day I'm on the block one day. I didn't want to dig pockets. I didn't want to snatch change. That wasn't my thing. I might have did a couple good times with good Puerto Ricans, but that wasn't my thing. James Black comes to me and goes, I go to James, James, man, I'm fucked up, man. I need some money, man. We ain't trying to take a pack of nuts? Nah, man. That's before niggas was the hustle. I got a job for you. Job? Now you understand what I'm saying? The nigga who told me this is a nigga my age. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the flower shop niggas I be fucking with. Or Dano's, you can deliver the boom. And that got me my first job, Dano's Floors. I used to get paid $125 a week. Plus tips for delivering flowers. And on the Upper East Side. Dano's Floors. Tax-free money. My mother never asked me for $1. I don't give a fuck what drug, whatever world she was into, she never taxed me for mine. So I'm living rent-free, $125, $200 out the week was $1 million in 1987. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Was 1.5. I was doing good. It made me want more money, legal money. Then I got another job. One time I was cutting class with my man Hector Mendez. We on a high-speed chase. I got a school job. Because I remember I used to hate, my mom used to say, my mom used to be like, you have to go to school so I can get a letter from face to face. And that used to get me mad. Like, I know you want me to be smart, but it's more so if I go to school, you get a letter from face to face, that's how you still get these services that you're getting. You know, the rent, the food stamps. So that's why me per se, I never personally been on welfare. Never. Now, how many times I went to jail, came home, I never had a food stamp card. Not saying I'm better than nobody else, it's just that certain things I began to personally hate. Because it gave me feelings of the worst times, at its worst, I seen my moms. And sometimes, like I said, man, Debbie, shout out to Corona Queens in the building, BQ Mommy in the building. We don't want to have these conversations because these conversations become deep because we're not attacking the female. We're not beating the female up. Well, today we're going to have this conversation. Because there's no way that we're beating our queens up, but we're respecting men. Yo, but he's a real nigga, and I'm ready to die for this nigga. But man, fuck that bitch. She's whack. She's corny. The queens ain't the reason why the hood is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? RJ, we do this for the people, man. We do this for the people, because everybody needs to hear. Some of this information is for everybody. It's free information. It's not. I'm not trying to manipulate. This is just free information. I'm gonna salute. This is free information, man. W salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand the pain of a single parent? The pain. Just imagine this. You're a single mother. Man, we find a way. Even if we have to eat out of the garbage can, we'll find a way. Our queens, they have to ask us. They have to ask us for help, for us to physically help. That's where it's getting to now. We have to. The queens got to call us and go, yo, don't forget you have a son right here. You know what I'm saying? Because we're too busy living our best life. But then when something goes wrong, we blame her. Oh, it's her. It's her. The queens did not weaken the hood. It did. The queens did not destroy the hood. You know, I hear the Tommies, and I hear some of these, the conscious community, and they go hard. Some of the Jason Blacks and the black sisters, and the sisters this, and the sisters that, and the single mothers this, and the single mothers that. But how about the deadbeat dad, or the dad who doesn't come around? Oh, nah, he don't come around because the mom, she's difficult to deal with. How can't you deal with a difficult baby mother, but you sit around some difficult big homies? You know what I'm saying? You hear me? You can't take your baby mother and her mouth and her shit, but you all day are apologizing to another nigga all day. Running to the store for another nigga all day. Nigga, another grown man to tying your day up all day. But you could do that shit all day faithfully and find nothing wrong with that. I seen a nigga argue with a nigga talk about, yo, how called you ain't answer the phone? So why don't the kings speak up now? You can have 1 to 1,000 followers. Speak up, man. Fuck you deadbeat niggas, man. Because you deadbeat niggas got a fucking voice, and y'all niggas be bugging, man. A lot of you deadbeat niggas be bugging with this shit, man. And this has nothing to do with Hassan Campbell. A lot of these deadbeat niggas that be picking and choosing what kids they want to fucking love is the reason why this shit is all the way fucked up, man. Because now they talking, and they giving them a voice, and they doing all this stupid shit on the corners. And, yo, think about this. You can't deal with a difficult baby mother, but you can deal with a CEO telling you on the count. That's real nigga shit to you. CEO tell you to shut the fuck up. I sat in spots with niggas that had 30 years. 30 years in the meetings, coming down in the meetings. CEO talk about no talking. CEO one day sat up and said, no talking in the dorm area. Take that shit to the TV room, to the rec area, it was like, I said, come on. He said, yo, Zeke, man, I just like doing that shit, man. These tough guys that be in jail for 25 or 30 years, I like to see them niggas shut the fuck up sometimes. And I sat there and said, these niggas really be like, yo, meet me in the TV room. I'm like, that's crazy. Now, how the fuck do y'all come home talk about my baby mother's the worst? Because you're scared to go to the box? You know what I'm saying? I just be laughing. See her walking past me. I said, you know some bullshit, man. Don't talk in the door, man. I'm like, this is my place. This is my dog. This is my You got the lifers like, y'all niggas got 25 years in, 22 years in. Nigga talking shit, y'all niggas like, yo, kids, no talking in the table on my shift. Just cause he could do it. Not because it's a jail mandate. Just because he can fucking do it. No talking in the door. Take that shit out there. I want to hear that shit out there. So how the fuck do we have difficult baby mothers? How are the queens feeling this if the kings is being broke down independent, if the kings been broke down? I can sit here all day and talk about Little Duck. But Little Doug's father's left the penitentiary. Little Doug grew up in his environment. How am I mad at Little Doug for growing up in his environment? How can I sit here and go, yo, Little Doug, that shit is crazy, boom. How can I physically sit here as a man and be mad at anything that Little Doug and them niggas is doing if that's the environment that they lived in? My block was $1 million block in the record books, allegedly. We had 2 homicides. One nigga died because he didn't want to run, rest in peace, my man. He didn't want to run the situation. Another guy died because of being foolish and lying. Sounds cruel and unusual, but that's just how it went. Now, we have a lot of dead homies, but a lot of them didn't die on the block. So what that means, my block never had a cross the street war. We never had none of that shit. That means my block educational rate is up. This is the projects. This is the projects. Housing complex, 4 built. I'm part of Washington projects. The Washington was wild though. Our OGs wasn't murderers. They didn't have 20 bodies under their belt. But they had structure. They left the block after they got their money. They never brought beef to the block. Hustling wasn't what made us fly. Sometimes niggas like, I ain't got no work. You have to get a job. Then people start looking at getting a job made you feel more like a man. Like, yo, I'm taking care of my family. Because that's why we do the things that we do. We can't look at what the laws put in place. The laws these division drug laws that we got caught up in was made for the Italians, Irish, and the Jewish mobs and cliques and gangs. We was at the bottom of the barrel. Then when they started dispersing into legal businesses and legal scams, that's how we got caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? That's the generation we grew up in. Well, he just said right there, Sincere Jones, you may never know how, because they didn't broadcast that. That wasn't that you came on the block and said, yo, I'm a fucking killer. We just respected the way they moved. And we watched how they moved, like, I want to be like him. You see somebody with their son and their girl. We don't know what's going on inside. We just seen that he on his family time shit. He's doing what families do. Respect our queens, man. Let's start, because if we get to the point where you know, I think it's harder for a sister to make it to a high position because what life calls with life and what life calls for certain situations. You know what I'm saying? You know my cousin, man. My cousin, I gotta give. George might have been a little racist. You know, he's Jamaican, Bahamian from the Bahamas. My golfer, you know what I'm saying? He may not like African American kids, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was a father in that house. 4 kids. One that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, 4 kids. All of them graduated college. Ronnie's a lawyer. Ira retired being a captain in the Marines. And he owns an insurance company in California somewhere. My cousin Jeff, he works at Hollywood, but he graduated SUNY Albany. And my cousin Corey, he's an executive for Progressive Insurance. Guys, shout out the projects. They shout out the PJs. Sister Rachel, she graduated college. She wants to, I think she's going to be a nurse or something, or working in the medical field. That's success. From a man who came to America in the 1950s. 116th Street of Madison Avenue. I asked him, so I said, where was you at? 116th Madison Avenue. He lived over there before they started building Taft houses. His kids became something that's generational. I got a cousin that goes to UCLA University. I remember watching UCLA play on TV. That was big to me. Now I'm watching UCLA University. You know what I'm saying? mother and father in the house. You know, they old school, so you know they probably didn't go through what we're looking for. But you gotta keep the structure. You gotta keep the food in the house. You gotta keep the basic necessities. You gotta teach your kids. No matter how crazy you are, you gotta teach your kids. It's popping, huh? You gotta teach them. Tell them some shit. Listen, you do this and do that. Do this and do that. No matter how crazy you might be, yelling and screaming, you still gotta be something your kids look up to. Like, yo, my dad go to work every day. I wanna be like my dad. I don't care how crazy he start talking that shit. I wanna be like that man. There gotta be something that your kids like about you that's gonna help them before the acres and the mule. You know what I mean? Because they can't be the party shit. I know niggas that stop partying that got more than 80 niggas I know that hustle. Right now, that's on the street. They got big houses. But some niggas got high but had jobs for 40 years. Big, real jobs. But we don't hear them speak out because these guys, they live their life now. They done played in the streets and seen the wins and the losses. Come on, man. Again, we can't call one person a real person, but then we're looking at another chain. How the fuck the queens? I think we're beating up on our queens too much. I just think that the queens get, every time we're just beating up on them. And I just, you know, this is something different, a different type of topic, but I gotta touch on the queens. It's easy to talk about Dirk and King Vons, all that little nigga shit that I don't know about, and I'm just reading about in the newspaper. I can talk about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on the old block. I can't tell you what's really going down over there. What's just going on what the media's putting out there. The streets definitely ain't it. The only difference with these young boys is they seen hip hop. Hip hop was working for them. That OTF movement. That's what they seen. Oh shit! I'm getting $100,000. They pay me $40,000 to perform. This, you know what I'm saying? These niggas is getting block money. That's the only difference with them. The violence don't change. They just go someplace else. You know what I'm saying? They young. So they're gonna do what young dudes do. Yo, what's crazy, right? I remember, right? Shout out to Scheme TV, right? Scheme did a video on this guy from St. Louis that he wasn't trying to get caught with some beef with them Chirac dudes. So I'm like, why would the young boy, he's got something with, you know, the OTF cats, whatever. And then it made sense. One of them tests, when they said Tuka was from St. Louis. They in Chicago. So you're telling me that this initial hip hop was, you're telling me that this hip hop beef that went back and forth over these lyrics is over somebody who died in St. Louis? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to talk about years and years of generational gangbanging where before they got record deals, how they was making songs and probably doing other things to piss each other's side off. Exactly. Nobody can see from that perspective. Nobody, I'm not changing this. I'm just saying this is what I mean. Men begin to, you know, we talk about that we don't big our queens up. We gotta big our queens up. Think about what I just said. So you're saying that the beef between Duck and them new young boys is a rap beef. That only because it started streaming. We're not gonna say that nothing else happened, transpired over the years. And now they got money now, so now it's this all this throw shots at each other. It just gets more aggressive because now you got more sudden duelists jumping out the window. You got more players in the game now. Exactly. When you look at when you go back into the history of it, like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? This is awesome. And this is what dudes do, man. We gotta look at where the problem first existed at, right? Yeah, I gotta find a spot out here. I gotta fix it. I think I gotta order one though. I'm about to order one, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, son. This is it becomes real, man. I think when we have these conversations, sometimes some people might get emotional. They might take you over, boom. But at the end of the day, man, you know, there's a lot of babies dying. Yeah. Because they went someplace else. A lot of babies dying out here. It's not because of the single mother. Sometimes you need an uncle involved. You need a brother. You need somebody to step in. You know what I'm saying? What happened now? One guy dies, the Fed snatch dudes up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's Chicago, it's just not that, those bodies. They're gonna bring everything up. They're gonna bring definitely net stars is popping. They're gonna bring everything up in the world to knock these dudes off the map. That's what the federal government's gonna do. They're gonna do everything in the world, shootings, all that other shit. Because one thing about these young boys is they're not militant. We wasn't militant. We just didn't have all. Let's say something. We wasn't militant, my generation. There just wasn't all these devices. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Our only fear was TNT. We did not foresee the feds went up on the block snatching somebody up that was selling nickels and dimes on the corner. We were surprised when they snatched Supreme and them up until we realized how much money they was making and how many dead bodies they caught. But I got from Supreme and them, Fat Cat really forced their hand. You can't kill parole officers. Pappy Mason, you can't be killing cops. So they gotta make an example of you niggas. And they realize locking 40, 50 niggas up, wait a minute. This crack thing, we can fill these jails. It's just not a 1, 2, 3 hustler thing. It's not a 116th and 8th Avenue thing. This is big. These guys got blocks. Because remember, everybody couldn't sell dope back in the days. So if you actually sold dope for somebody, that was that block in that territory. Crack created crack blocks. Because you was able to sell crack anywhere. On your block, in your building, park, school. That's why they had to make the law. You can't sell crack in school parks. You had a bunch of fools selling crack in the parks. How about St. Mary Park? Right there in the Bronx, South Bronx. St. Mary Park was $1 million crack spot. Dudes was dying over that park, St. Mary's Park. You know what I'm saying? So crack was different than dope. They knew what the dope was at. Okay, over there. Okay, it's on Bone Foch. Yo, it's on Rockaway Boulevard. We know where the dope dealers is at. Because nobody could just pop up with dope. It was either you was working for somebody or you was going to get your family killed. Because they wasn't playing that game. You wasn't opening up. You had dudes that tried it. You see a bunch of rest in pieces. Yo, what happened to sir? They smoked him at the gas station last night. That was the difference. You understand what I'm saying? That was the difference. So crack opened the doors to everything. So just imagine, what fool would not think that the police is on his back if he's allegedly had 7 homicides? Now, that might be a warning sign because my Wi-Fi acting crazy. That's a warning sign. What I'm going to say is, a lot of you fathers out there, man, get in tune with your kids, man. Don't have the bitter baby mother conversation. Oh, I can't take care. You got some grimy baby mothers out there. We really do. But there's something called family court, and the grimy ones who lose in family court. They always do, bro. I see my man Nelly Blood get custody of his kids. He was working in the kitchen. Y'all know Nelly from Albany. I mean, he may not be the same Nelly that y'all remember, but Nelly had custody of his kids. How many of y'all physically got custody of 2 kids? 2, boy and girl. Had him going to Hackett, Livingston, Albany High, brought them to St. Louis, went back to Schenectady, daughter's in college. She's a teacher. She's a teacher now. He said, Zeke, I just want my kids dying in Brownsville. I didn't want my daughter having a bunch of babies by a sucker. But y'all see Nelly on the street and disrespect him. Oh, Nelly's a bum. He's this, that, and that. He ain't the same Nelly. But he saved this kid's life. He could have kept his kids in Brownsville. His baby mother's a peace officer. She ain't doing that bad. She's a peace officer. She's one step from being a cop. But he just seen the environment. They're going to die in Brownsville. They're going to die. They're going to die. Because he from East New York. He know how the feeling was. He had to step up as a dad. That's the hard part. Instead of stepping up as a dad, we find an excuse for the baby mother. We blame it on her. Then we go, so basically what we're saying is the hood is fucked up because of the baby mothers. The single moms. That's why the hood is fucked up. The single mom mentality. But how about you niggas that's not in jail? How about the ones that just don't come around? How about you niggas that you got a nephew that's lost and you just go and fuck him? Because I don't like his moms. Think about what I'm talking about, man. Think about what I'm talking about. So that's how it's boiling down to. The hood is fucked up because of the single mothers. This was called the Jason Blacks and the rest of them in the world. The way that we contend to no, the media did that. A father of the child did that. We can't even say that because you got kids that grew up alternative lifestyle that had two parents in the house. It's whatever flavor the kid want to go. I remember this one guy we knew. He used to play football every day. He be with the girls jumping the road, tweet, lily, and all this shit. We looked like he was crazy. We paid him no mind because it wasn't none of our business. See, we didn't sit there for 20 hours ago. His father failed him, and his mother's crazy. We didn't pay that no mind because it wasn't none of our business. We was kids. We just knew. I just knew in my head. I know where he gonna go 20 years later. That's the route he went. He was with the girls all day. We didn't care if. We used to be sat there all day hitting with the beans, with the rubber band, with the roller, with the beans, like, hey, let's hit him. Wasn't doing that. Respect. Wasn't doing that because we didn't care. God has his light, has your direction, wherever he wants you to go, or your spiritual leader. It's wherever about you go. It's not for me to pick and choose. The media did that. The media led people to be themselves. And I'm going to be honest with you, as whack as it sounds, you think the females made the black youth weak? When we'll sit here all day and talk about a bunch of men all day and won't talk about no females. Okay, Mary says she's a slaw. How about little Kim? She's the worst. But we'll talk about Jay-Z, he a real nigga. Yo, how about, some money bags. Yo, that nigga trill, son. We'll waste 2-3 hours doing that. One big out Queens of Queen Latifah. So we want to say weakening the truth, the youth. They're just following what we're doing in a more masculine way, in a more sensitive way. We'll sit all day online and make 30 videos arguing about another man that we don't even know. Yo, where's the mother, son? But I was in the spot where the nigga had niggas call up. Yo, whoa, son. He official, son. He went good in the gun. I'm telling you, son. I don't think we realize. A lot of y'all niggas be in your cribs arguing about Outpost. While your kids are sitting there looking like, damn. Yo, but he was getting all this money. Not just him. It's just as an example. Money niggas. Killer Ben, that was my son. He was I'm saying, the niggas start getting hype, sweating. The kids see this shit. You know what I'm saying? Your nephew see this shit. Like, so you gotta keep in mind what we put out there is what maybe some of us been dick riding too long. Sorry to say this. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? A guy just called me yesterday on my phone. Private, and told me, Zeke, can you leave Jim Jones alone and stop calling him a rat? I'm at work, my man. I'm thinking about no fucking Jim Jones. I don't know who it was. But you took the time out your life to call me and say, leave Jim Jones. It wasn't a female. It was a man. The alternate lifestyle, that's people provocative. We see that come I told you, sweet lily, sweet lily, sweet lily, sweet lily. You start seeing that shit, the menudo shit, menudo pins like this, we knew. We know where Roddy going. They didn't care about us. We still sent his ass to the store. Yo, come here, when you going to the store? Yo, go get me a 50-cent shop of candy juice, a Sunny Dew, and get me a bag of potato chips. We didn't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, come here. Yo. Don't go to the store because let me tell you about them. They always have all the gossip. Yo, come here. I'm in front of the building. Yo, such and such Marvin calling the police from us. Say no more, my man. My guy. You know what I'm saying? And I learned something, one-on-one business, that Shots used to say, is, what I mean is, 3 weeks later, I got somebody calling me private, telling me to leave another man alone I'm not even talking about. I'm just doing my journalism. That's all me and China was doing. I do the, and that's just it. That story's gone. I'm not calling another man to tell another man to leave another man alone. That's not doing it for themselves. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta understand these female traits that we show with a little gangster. The kids is watching this shit. Yo, I see my dad argue with a nigga all day on the phone over. We had to stop doing that, man. When's the last time we argued over our wives? Exactly. I appreciate that sincere, Joe. That's it. I don't try to get deadbeat. If I know some other shit, I throw some shit in there. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But, and that's what the power is, party people. Of us loving each other, us caring. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. You know, we get caught up in the portachetos. We get caught up. We all. It's a lot of. I told you. And that's what I said. When you hear certain things, this might be one of the realest lives I did. It might even get no fucking views, but I don't care about that. I want the people to hear this shit. We care about all the wrong things. We care about all the wrong things sometimes. Sometimes we really do. We sit back and we think about it, right? We want to be the realest. I want to be the realest nigga to who? A bunch of other niggas? I'm not in jail. I don't have to be serious all day. I don't have to fight every day. I'm in the free fucking world. Why? I gotta be a real nigga to a bunch of niggas in the street I'm not even around. Does that make sense? Those are female traits. I'm trying to impress other men. Because I'm not trying to impress no females. I'm trying to impress other men. Yo, I'm telling them to build this nigga alive. I don't do this, I don't do that. How about our queens, man? Well, let me salute my queen. My queen has a great job. My queen got her paperwork right, and she's doing great. My other queen, my daughter, she's a junior in college. I'm proud of that. She's not stripping. She's not trying to be a rapper. Nothing wrong with that. She's finding her way. Somebody asked me a question. I see something earlier. Somebody about Cardi B. Cardi B has a 3rd-degree misdemeanor. The most she's gonna get for that misdemeanor is 1 year. That's the most she can get is 1 year. For that, everything else I don't know, but for that charge, it's a misdemeanor. Assault in the third is a misdemeanor. That's what assault in the third is. She's whatever felonies they put together. If they dropped her assault in the second or assault in the first to a misdemeanor, that means she's winning in this situation. You know what that means? The most she can do is a year. The least she can do is, I think, a 1 year probation or 6 months probation to keep your ass out of trouble, is out of here, or even 3 years probation. But she don't have to see a jail cell. If it's just that, if they dropped her charges from being an F to an N. But I forgot, I never went to jail before. I've been in jail, but I just never paid attention to the laws. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that shit works. I don't know all the other shit that's combined with that, but her getting charged with an A misdemeanor is a win for her. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? That's not a loss. She's not gonna lose no sleep. Yo, Web White was popping. She's not gonna lose no sleep over that. She's not gonna be tossing and turning. She's not gonna go, oh my God, mother. Because the most she can do is a year, and she goes to trial with the misdemeanor. That's the most. Exactly. That's the most. With that misdemeanor. I don't know all her other charges. That charge is that misdemeanor. Common sense. Do we want Cardi B to go to jail? Hell no. But some niggas might feel, yo, go to jail so you can prove the niggas you're not a rat. You know what I'm saying? Or Star Brim. I don't got to call it that Star Brim shit. But go to jail. Niggas want niggas to go to, you know what I'm saying? We can't expect our females to be gangster if niggas ain't keeping it gangster. That's in the street. But I forgot, I don't know the law. I don't know the law. I don't know the law. Don't forget it twisted. I don't know the law. So I don't know shit about the law. I don't know that Cardi B is not losing no sleep with a Class A misdemeanor. She's really not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? She's doing a Harlem Shake like this. Because now all she got to do is finagle her lawyers to find a way for her not to do a day in jail. You know what I'm saying? But she don't want probation without getting probation. How can I work this shit out without getting probation? Which, in 2000, who knows? Anything can happen with them lawyers. Talk that talk. Listen, I do community service. So listen, stop crying. Don't kill nobody. Nobody's proud of Queen Latifah. What? All that shit that happened to be, wherever she got caught up with that, and they offer you a year? The most you can get is a year if you blow trial? Come on, man. You gonna offer her, listen. You want probation? You know what I'm saying? What you got to offer the court that's gonna be your win? You gonna do a whole bunch of public service? Like, good example. A bunch of niggas is mad at T.I. because T.I. said, I'm gonna do a year in jail, and for me to make sure that I don't do 5 years or 20 years, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of public service announcements saying McGruff the crime dog. And motherfuckers is mad at him for that. Why wouldn't he do it for though? Why wouldn't T.I. do that for? Who the fuck want to sit in jail for 20 years? You ain't snitch. All you doing is telling people don't do crime. Don't do what I did, get caught slipping, and be sitting in the fucking penitentiary fucked up. There's a bunch of broke real niggas in jail. Don't ever get that twisted. There's a bunch of real niggas in jail that's begging niggas, calling niggas, crying at niggas. Remember, mommy dead by now. Niggas been in jail for 20, 30 years. Grandma definitely out of here. The baby mom, she got 8 kids. The kids, unless you had a decent baby mother or a decent aunt, that's when you know you're a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's when what I know. He did the whole crime, the crime thing, and it's crazy, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit. I read some shit about the New Jersey Mafia. Damn. Oh yeah. I forgot his man that got shot in Ohio, right? I think his man got killed in Ohio. I remember that. He got on the stand crying about the situation. I remember that. He got on the stand on that one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He did get on the stand for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what's crazy though, right? There's a bunch of broke niggas sitting in the feds. Real names though, stood tall to the walls. Niggas that we glorify more than our own kids. I know niggas that sent more niggas money in jail than sent their own kids. That's how powerful these names are. Which is totally backwards. But we're calling our queens the weakest motherfuckers out here. A nigga make a choice between sending money to their big homie or their friend in jail because they ain't dedicated to work with the big homies, or their kids, man, fuck that. So then when a young boy shoot a corner up, so try that. If you have influence on your block, since the queens are the creator of all this chaos that's out here, let's see if y'all can stop the murder rate. Going to work every day, walking past them, ain't doing shit for the hood, man. You just another nigga walking past them niggas like these smoking new Black and Miles and AK2. They don't give a fuck about you. Yo, son's in my block, man. My mom's live here. All that, all my kids out here playing. They ain't doing all that out here. Then it's believable. Bendito. One thing about the mob, no matter how crazy and all the crazy shit they did, their neighborhoods was highly protected. We were scared to even go over there and do some dumb dickhead shit. The fear of what might happen. We haven't done that yet. And we're supposed to be in a life of crime and our blocks is this and that and the third. Fuck the revolutionary shit. The mob was on some gangster shit. It wasn't with the fight the power shit. It was with everything against that. You know what I'm saying? That shit be crazy. That shit be crazy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know, we have to big our queens up, man. Now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of our queens, man. A lot of our queens, man. When you see Hassan Campbell, that's what's in the title, in a picture with his daughters, that's success. That's a man who's trying to raise some queens. My daughter, no matter who she fuck with, how many of your daughters, your daddy, I'm gonna fuck who she fuck with. Call your daughter right now, what's up, what's poppin'? But I chose by acting crazy. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't have to physically beat it, that's the respect. Some of your kids don't respect y'all and y'all blame the mothers. Some of your niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done shit not to be respected. But y'all blame the baby moms. Oh, it's her fault. I wasn't with my daughter for 4 years. I come around, I'm fucking daddy. I posted a video today on my IGC Black Feet. When I come around, she run around, she hug me, she cry. Daddy, I don't live with her. It's the power of being dad. Because when I was around her, I was in her head. Here, read a book, do this, do that, holding her hand, taking her on nature walks, teaching her what things are, carrying her, showing her that affection of a fucking father. So when I wasn't around, she was already mentally trained to be smart, to be on her book shit. On the road from elementary school all the way to the day she graduated high school. Why? Because I had to do that. Mommy couldn't do that. That's a man's job. Even when I wasn't in the household, I still had to be daddy. I go pick up from school, go to the library. I ain't bring it to the block. I ain't bring it to my homie crib so I can get sauce and blast music. I took it to the fucking library. Her and my stepdaughter. The success of that is, she's a junior in college right now. Some of you niggas need that fucking training. Raising queens. We want queens. Mass incarceration. We got somebody to blame mass incarceration. We're raising queens now. Respect the fucking queens, man. I ain't respect everything my mother did, but that's still my mom's. Italian kid named Vinny. You know, redhead, blonde head Vinny. He could slap my mom's one day. On 114th Street, slapped the shit out of my mother. Boom. Picked the bag to us, you black bitch, get the fuck out of here. Italian Vinny, you know Italian Vinny from East Harlem, right? Because from Jefferson Project. You remember the Italian niggas. That's when his man was around. The one that's locked up now. He used to hang out with him every day. Cheesecake or cupcake, whatever the fuck y'all call that nigga. Joey Cupcake, he was with him. They was out there one day. Italian Vinny was out there. Vinny used to be also a little funny. Very young Italian niggas. Me, his uncles was like, was Fat Nicky and them niggas, the mob niggas. 114th Street, first out. True straight, smacked the shit out of my mother. Bam! Put the bat to her. Bitch, I'll whip your ass out here, right? Mob nigga, we talking about the 80s. Brother, oldest brother, I remember to this day. He went outside. No, Nelson. No, don't do it. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you. He went out there and put hands and feet on that man for touching his mother. I don't give a fuck how much cocaine my mother was buying. I don't give a fuck how drunk my mother was. My brother put hands and feet on this nigga. Almost killed that nigga out there. That's my mother, nigga. The mob niggas knocked on my door. 114th Street, 2nd floor. 14th, 15th, across the street from Jeff. The building that had all the fucking rats in the basement. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. The building had the fire. There used to be a little club down there. Then they had a little print shop. The store was right there in the church. I'm giving you the geographics of Spanish Harlem, El Barrio, when the Italian niggas was outside. And Fat Nicky was outside, around the corner and all this shit. Rayos around the corner. Shout out to Rock City and them niggas in Jeff, man. When they had the niggas that was washing cars on 15th Street. That's them. I'm giving y'all the shit. For those that's not from New York City, I'm giving y'all classic New York City. El Barrio, Spanish Harlem. Nigga put their hands and feet on that man. The mob niggas knocked him on the mother's door. What the fuck happened? because he's Italian. He got beat up by a mullah, monano, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Nigga said, your nephew, he slapped me and swung his bat at me and told me to get the fuck out of here, you nigga. And the Italian guy looked, and Vinny was right there. Vinny was in the hallway, Quaquino. He said, bring him upstairs. He said, you slapped her and called her a nigger and get the fuck out of here? He was like, no, you understand. And he went and he slapped the shit out of this nigga. Bang! Bang! Smacked him again. They grabbed his man, grabbed him. He said, get him the fuck out of here. He said, ma'am, don't worry about nothing. You good. Your son ain't got to worry about nothing. You good. And that's when I knew that no matter what the mob did, there was principles, morals, and integrity still attached to the game. Because one thing that them Italian niggas, they stand on is capitalism. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And they look at it as, that could have been my mother going to church. I live in a highly Catholic community. Another story I got for you. My aunt was getting drunk with some silly nigga. It's in the book, it's in the movie. It's right there. Crank caller. Hold on. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? And the nuns, they had nuns running around Spanish Harlem. The Catholic church by where K. Slay used to be at, by, what's that, 19th Street, between 1st and 2nd. There's a church over there, Catholic church in the back. My aunt was getting sauce with a nigga. He went, violated the lady, stabbed the lady up, all type of crazy shit. Gave my aunt the bloody jacket. No, he covered the lady with my aunt's, some stupid shit he did. The mob wanted him dead. The mob said they wanted this nigga dead. That's how real it was. The mob, the chin, he says it in the movie. When they killed, when somebody took the nun over there on the east side. He said, listen, the newspaper said he do better turn himself in. When we catch him, we're gonna kill him. That was the word on the street. I lived in an area with the Lucchese and the Genovese crime family. There was a lady on my block who used to feed cats all day between 117th Street, between 1st and 2nd. Her name was Miss Genovese. If you was outside, you'll remember the lady. She always fed the cats. My landlord name on that block was Robert Goulet. I got a one hell of a history, one hell of a fucking mind. When I went to PS 155 across the street, I went to school with Christian from Jeff. That's one of my oldest friends, a Crazy Willie from 18th Street. When I was growing up, it was Spanish. But one thing about the Puerto Ricans and the Italians that they had attached was Catholicism. that religion. Their mothers, their grandmothers, they had respect when it came to the religion. And I think that's what really brought them together highly was the religion. Even though you got some Roman Catholics, you got the Catholics, but that's what brought a lot of them together was the religion. They lived off of certain principles and morals because of the religion. Because they take, you know what I'm saying, capitalism, like any other religion, it has its steps. Like, you know, some real shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just being honest with you about how people protect their neighborhoods. Nigga violated the nun. Son got like 30 years in jail. That nigga turned himself like, oh, I got me. You know what I'm saying? whoa. They want to. It's in the book, the chin. I remember when that shit happened. I lived in a highly Italian neighborhood. Back then, was mad Italians that grew up with us. This is before Manhattan Center became Manhattan Center and Isaac Newton Junior High School. This is when Manhattan Center was Benjamin Franklin High School. When y'all watch The Godfather of Harlem and you saw the chin, the social club on Pleasant Avenue, that was a real thing. That's actually the real social club. It's a real block, man. All that shit where Costco's at, all that shit was abandoned warehouses. Going towards of the FDR, going towards that school, and then Palladino, Wagner, and all that. Shout out to Wagner, the whole Wagner Palladino side, Second Avenue, all that was popping, Come on, man. I'm just giving you a classic New York, but back to the story. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the right to their opinion and how they feel. This life experiences is what life has to show you. The queens didn't fuck the hood up, man. The kings just wasn't involved. You can blame mass incarceration. But how about the ones that didn't go to jail? You can't blame the queens all the time. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, let me get ready for work. This is just a show. Make you think. Yo, but she's grimy. She lining niggas up. Boom. Something called family court. Somebody said, I don't trust her. But I want visitations to my kids. What happened? If she's living as foul as you keep putting in your kid's head, then you should have no problem getting custody of your kids. If she's living as foul. As you're planting in your kid's head. Why you don't come around? Why he go on IG and see you celebrating with your other kids, but not you? You know what I'm saying? So let's make it make sense for all those that's going to work. Salute y'all. For all the bosses, I salute y'all. You know what I'm saying? I pray for Chicago, man. I should pray for the Midwest, man. Babies is really dying out here. You know what I'm saying? Over shit that has nothing to do with them at all. Over wars that got nothing to do with them at all. That being said, man, think about that, man. You want change, move the fuck out. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit is too broken to be fixed. Like Harlem. Harlem was so broken that the only way to fix it was to gentrify. Bed-Stuy was so broken from the crack epidemic that the only way to clean it up was to gentrify the shit. Y'all keep that in mind, man. And all of Chicago ain't fucked up. You gotta do that. That's in Chi-Town. It's not in gangs and those other shit. We know that, but we also know that on these that on any given day, I spoke to a kid yesterday on my job that said, "Yo, he go to Hairstone University. It's a black university, historically black university here in St. Louis." He said his brother went home for the holidays and got shot 13 times. So yeah, you got the ones that's doing the right thing, but then they're gonna hang out with their friends, and their friends is gang related, and shit be happening, and he got smoked. Being with the wrong crowd, being with the wrong cousins, knee deep in the streets. We fight, they shoot. We shoot, they, you know. You get shot 13, 14 times, that's real. 40 times, that's real. That means somebody physically wants you dead. That being said, just think about that. Bless God for every day you wake up. With that being said, respect the queens. Respect the goddamn queens. Salute.